भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from 10th canto, 11th chapter, verse 54, titled The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna. Shatva tadvismita gopa gopyas cha atipriyadrata pretyagatam iva uksadat eshantet trishteshana shruta tadvismita gopa गोप्याश्च अतिप्रियाद्रता प्रेत्यागतम इव उक्सुदात एकशन्ते त्रिस्तेषणा श्रुत्वा तद्विस्मिता गोपा गोप्याश्च अतिप्रियाद्रता प्रेत्यागतम इवा उक्सुदात एषन्ते तृष्णेषणा तद्विस्मिता गोपा श्रुत्वा तद्विस्मिता गोपा श्रुत्वा तद्विस्मिता गोपा प्याचैति प्रियाद्रता प्रत्यागतम इत्वैगुक्ताद एषन्ते तृषते कृष्ण। माता जी श्रुत्वा तद्विस्मिता गोपा Shrutva, after hearing Tat, these incidents, Vismata, being struck with wonder, Gopa, the cowherd man, Gopyache, and their respective wives, Ati Priya Adrarta, received the news with great transcendental pleasure. Priyeta Agvatam Iva, thought that it was as if the boys had returned from death. Uktsutyad, with great eagerness. Akshanta, began to look upon the boys. Trishta Ekshana, with full satisfaction. They did not want to turn their eyes from Krishna and the boys. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When the cowherd men and women heard about the killing of Bakasur in the forest, they were very much astonished Upon seeing Krishna and hearing the story, they received Krishna very eagerly, thinking that Krishna and the other boys had returned from the mouth of death. Thus they looked upon Krishna and the boys with silent eyes, not wanting to turn their eyes aside now that the boys were safe. Purport. Because of intense love for Krishna, the cowherd men and women simply remained silent, thinking of how Krishna and the boys have been saved. The cowherd men and women looked upon Krishna and the boys and did not desire to turn their eyes aside. Om Agyantimrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuru Militen Yene Tasmai Shri Guruve Name Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swe Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevcha Patitanam Pamnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Name Jai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, first of all, I would like to seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas present here to empower me to speak. So, firstly, I would like to briefly discuss the sequence of the events which are relevant to this subject. As we all know, the inhabitants of Gokul, after the incident when the Krishna pulled down those two Arjun trees in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj, they deliberated that so many incidents and disturbances have taken place in Gokul because of powerful demons like Putna, Saktasur, Trinavat, who actually came to kill Krishna, but somehow or the other, by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was saved. They were thinking like that. And even when the two Arjun trees fell, Krishna and their friends were standing in between them, and they were thinking somehow or the other they were also saved from that. So after that they thought that they should move to a safer place. And it was Vrindavan. They decided to move to Vrindavan, which was very suitable for the gopis, gopas and the animals, because it was lush green and it was very suitable for Vaishyas to actually take care of the cows and animals. So at that time Krishna was very small, but in due course of time he became older to take care of the calves. And therefore he was given the responsibility, he and Balram were given the responsibility of tending the small calves. And they used to go along with their friends for tending the calves in the pasture yard. And they used to play games with their friends, very varied games. And they never showed that they were Supreme Personality of Godhead. They only pretended as if they are the normal, ordinary human children. This is very important. And so one day when they were tending the cows near the bank of the river Yamuna, one demon came in the guise of a calf, and he mixed with the calves. So immediately Krishna understood the intention of that demon, and he pointed out to Balram that this calf is a demon and I should kill him. And he took permission from Balram to kill that calf, and he went and caught the calf by the hind legs and he swilled, and till the time that calf was dead, and he threw it on the tree. Sometime later, one day, when they were tending the cows and they had taken to the reservoir of water for drinking, the cowherd boss saw that there is a huge mountain-like personality. And they were very afraid to see it. And it was actually Bakasur, who was the brother of Putna, whom Krishna had killed. First killed, actually. That was the Putna who was killed by Krishna. And that huge body took the form of a duck, big duck, with a very sharp beak. And he immediately attacked Krishna and swallowed Krishna. So Krishna actually became like a fire, and it started to burn the root of the mouth of Bakasur. He could not tolerate it, and therefore he disgorged him. Ugal diya usko, Krishna ko, ugal diya niche. So then when he saw that Krishna is absolutely unhurt, he is safe, he was more furious, and he tried to strike him with his beaks. And Krishna was very swift, as we know. And he just took hold of the two beaks in his two hands and just bifurcated them, just like a child bifurcates the twig or a blade of grass. फाड़ दी उसकी जो चोंच थी पूरी फाड़ दी उसने, and the demon fell dead. So children who were actually just like, they become, when seeing this Krishna in danger, Balram and other children were as good as unconscious. But seeing that Krishna is now safe, they were very jubilant, as if their life has returned. जैसे हम बोलते हैं जान में जान आ गई उनकी कि कृष्णा बच गए हैं. So then they were very happy. They embraced Krishna and they collected all the calves and came back to Vrindavan, and they were loudly chanting, loudly saying to the Brijvasis about the story, how Krishna killed this demon Bakasur. So this slok is actually the culmination of the story told by the cowherd boys to the Brijvasis. So then Brijvasis heard this, how Krishna was saved from the mouth of death. मौत के मुंह से बच के आया है वो अभी. And that Krishna killed the demon Bakasur, they were very amazed and astonished, as we have read in this slok. Such emotions of intense love erupted in their hearts that they were simply looking towards Krishna and the boys and did not desire to turn their eyes from Krishna. Such eruptions of emotions. जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में कि एक टक देख रहे थे कृष्ण की तरफ और बच्चों की तरफ, आंखें नहीं हट रही थी उनके ऊपर से, पूरे उनके चिंतन में डूबे हुए थे. चलिए, if you describe in Hindi, it is much रस आता है उसके अंदर. So इस तरह से उनको देख रहे थे कृष्ण को. तो as we all know that Acharya says, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya duskritam. Acharya explained that actually Krishna's primary purpose to come into this material world is to give pleasure to his devotees. The killing of demons and re-establishing the principle of religion is just a side business. The main purpose is to that. But in this particular incarnation, we see that this is actually the main purpose of Krishna. This is the, in this particular incarnation, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, descends in his original form. मूल स्वरूप में आते हैं वो, with his full potencies and full opulences, and he brings with him his spiritual world. दिव्य धाम लाते हैं साथ में, and his own associates. This is the beauty of this incarnation, because Krishna ultimately wanted to enjoy the reciprocation of the intimate, pure, unalloyed love, which is not mixed with reference, raw and reverence. Pure, unalloyed love with his devotees. Transcendental bliss he wanted to enjoy, which is described as Anand Chinmaya Ras. So, therefore, in order to enjoy this ras, Krishna covered the Brijvasis with the help of the Yogamaya. They did not understand that Krishna is God. They considered Krishna to be an ordinary child, helpless child. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is a Madhurya Dham. There is a Madhurya Ras, as in contrast to Aishwarya Bhav of Vaikuntha. This is the difference between Vaikuntha and Vrindavan. Here it is Madhurya Ras. Everything is on the transcendental platform of love. There is no question of raw and reverence, respect for Krishna. They considered him to be ordinary, just like them. So it is explained that out of conviction in love for Krishna, Yashoda and Nand Maharaj considered themselves to be superior to Krishna, and that without taking care by them, Krishna perhaps may not live, he may not sustain. This was their bhav, this was their contemplation, that they are superior, they have to look after Krishna, otherwise how Krishna will survive. So this was the Madhurya bhav. It is Madhurya Vatsalya actually. So in this incarnation, Krishna also many times created such situations so as to intensify the love of his devotees. There are many situations, we are not in a position to discuss them. Many situations created when Krishna was in the coil of the Kalya Nag, then the total Brajvasis were in anxiety, and there was intense love for Krishna. So there may be many situations like that. And Krishna created many situations where he manifested that he can be controlled and subdued by the love of his devotees. Just like in Damodar Leela, we see that how Krishna was fearful of her mother, when it is said that even fear personified is fearful of Krishna. How Krishna is. So he has created such situations to increase the intense love of his devotees. So Nanda Dosha could neither understand that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He could not, and they could not understand. Nor they could understand that actually he is not in danger under any circumstances. They could not understand that. They were thinking that he needs to be protected. He needs to be protected. He needs to be looked after like an ordinary child. Because of their intense parental love, they thought that Krishna as an innocent, helpless child and has been protected by the Supreme Lord. Actually, Prabhupada writes, Rakshita Titi Vishwas, actually, that the faith, this faith, that Rakshati Titi Vishwas is one of the process of surrender that one should simply depend on the Supreme Lord. This is one of the process of surrender. And be convinced that he will give all protection. In fact, Lord gives all protection to his devotees. It is a fact, and Brijbaji accepted this fact very easily, because whenever anything happens, they always thought that he is protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this was their bhav. So, as we all know, that Brijbaji knew about the prediction of Garg Muni also. When Garg Muni came and he mentioned, he actually indirectly told that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. he partially explained the position of Krishna, that this child of Yashoda is actually has taken different colors in different ages, white, red, yellow, and now he is in black color. He also explained that he is a great personality. He is as good as Narayan. So he was indirectly telling that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But for Nand Maharaj and Yashoda, they could not understand who Krishna was because of their intense love for Krishna. They could not understand that what he is telling is right. They were simply thinking he is our helpless small child. So when every time Krishna displayed extraordinary pastimes of killing powerful demons, elderly persons could not believe the story even when they were narrated by the cowherd boys who were seeing the incident. They could not believe. Some of them however, thought that it might be true, and some were in doubt. Since Krishna was predicted to be equal to Narayan by Garg Muni, since everyone is covered by Yog Maya, so they, like an ordinary person, they were thinking that how it is possible that such a tender, small boy can kill such a big or powerful demons. They were thinking in that way. So they were in doubt. Some thinking it may be true, some thinking how it is possible, someone thinking that Garg Muni has predicted it, so perhaps he is Narayan and he might have killed. So they were in different moods about Krishna's pastimes. So now coming to the topic, that after hearing the killing of Bakasur, Brijvasis were astonished, as in this shlok it is very clearly written, and amazed. But due to eruption of emotions, intense emotions of love for Krishna, they were looking to the lotus-like face of Krishna with great attention. सौम्य रूप को उनके देख रहे थे, कृष्ण को. He is described as a सौम्य रूप, very beautiful, very attractive. And everyone became absorbed with varied emotions according to their one's relationship. There were actually, when such incidents happen and everyone who has a particular relationship with Krishna, certain types of emotions erupt in them. Not everyone has same emotions. Everyone is different, and everyone has different relationships, and everyone has different emotions in them. So these emotions are actually the finer qualities of the soul, which is pure, which is like soft, like fresh butter. So these, Maharaj once described that these emotions are actually, loving emotions cannot come from the heart, which is hard-hearted. They can come only over a person who is pure-hearted and whose heart is as soft as a fresh butter, navneet ki tarah se ho. So Krishna was actually reciprocating because they were looking to Krishna continuously, and Krishna was reciprocating with each and everyone, and therefore they could not turn their eyes from Krishna. Krishna was also reciprocating with them. So visualize this position. Actually, I tried to visualize this position, what different Brajvasis must be thinking about Krishna, in what emotions they must be thinking. Because I have myself passed through such a situation. I told in one of my lectures here that I passed through a very critical situation of crisis where my two grandchildren were small and they were trapped in July 25th, 205, that cloud burst which inundated the whole Bombay. And they were trapped for many hours. We were not knowing where they were. And when they returned safe, how our emotions erupted. So this is what I visualize from my personal experience, how those emotions erupted. Because Krishna also came from a position where he was in crisis, great crisis, and he came safe. So how those emotions erupted? So I would like to list, this is not the figment of my imagination, this is actually I felt like that. So Brajvasis emotions must be much more stronger than what I felt, because I am in the material world and it is material relationship. But the relationship there was transcendental relationship, and their emotions must be so intense. So the love of Brajvasis, so how Brajvasis would react to that? So for orderly Brajvasis, Yashoda, Anand Maharaj and Dalji, how they will think about that? They were thinking, as I was thinking at that time, that I should just embrace my children, put them on my lap, just kiss them, चुंबन से उनको पूरा कर दूं, अपना पूरा दिल का उनका प्यार उनके ऊपर उमेड़ दूं. This was the of the elderly inhabitants of Braj. They were thinking like that, how we can just embrace him, just put on our lap, give them so much love, so that he may feel secure. When we love a person, actually the other day somebody was telling that then when mother feeds a child, the child in the most secure position, he feels that he is the most secure, because the love the mother gives to them. So elderly people were in that emotion. Just to embrace them, they were seeing them in that emotion, कि उनसे गले लगा लें, उनको प्यार दें, उनको गोदी में बैठा लें. And they were thinking like that. They were their emotions, because they considered him to be a helpless child, and to give them sense of security to that child. Some attracted to Krishna's unparalleled beauty, who had just performed such a marvelous feat of killing a demon, and he was standing there just like an innocent child, as if nothing has happened, because Krishna will not show emotions that he has done something very big. He was just standing like an ordinary child, and they were thinking, attracted to his beauty. Some were wonderstruck with surprise, how a child having such bodily limbs as soft as lotus petals could do such a feast. They were surprised how this child could do this. Some were expressing their gratitude to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for saving the child. Naturally, when my children came, I was just giving gratitude to the Lord. Not only that, many days I continued to just think of that, and just I was grateful to the Lord. So many devotees, many Brajvasis were thinking that their gratitude to the Lord that they have saved the child. And some were felt gratitude towards Krishna, because Krishna was always protecting their children, coward boys, and saving them from misery. So some were grateful to Krishna. And some think, how wonderful, whatever Garg Muni said, we are now predicted, we are not actually experiencing that he is Narayan and he is killing the demons. So many, I could visualize only few, but there may be hundreds of emotions in hundreds, thousands of Brajvasis who were expressing through their eyes. Actually, this way Krishna was reciprocating these varied emotions, and in reciprocation entering and filling their heart. He was enjoying their emotions, he was accepting those emotions of transcendent bliss, and he was entering their heart through their eyes smeared with love, and giving them transcendent bliss in their heart, because therefore they could not actually take away the eyes from Krishna, because Krishna is reciprocating and giving that then transcendental pleasure. So it is said that sometimes we say that we can, have you seen his body language? It means that we want to deduct some inferences, what his intention is, what his motive is. But the eyes in the body are the most powerful medium to express the emotions. It is the most powerful medium. So, from that eyes, thousands of emotions can be expressed. We will not into detail, but you know that whenever there is loving in movies there are scene of love. प्रेमी और प्रेमिका एक दूसरे की आंख में देखते हैं. They go to the depth of their love. So similarly, Krishna is looking into the eyes, and they were looking into the eyes of Krishna, and they were actually experiencing that love. So these eyes, therefore, this is very important, that eyes being the very powerful media to express expressions, they were आंखों ही आंखों में सब चल रहा था, बात हो रही थी कृष्ण के साथ में हर डिवोटीज की. एंड कृष्णा इज सो पावरफुल, inconceivable, that he was reciprocating with each and everyone according to his own emotions. So therefore they could not take away the eyes, because चल रहा था उनकी आंखों ही आंखों में सब चल रहा था कृष्ण के साथ में. So actually Krishna's pastimes are all attractive. Once I was told that Sachinandan, His Holiness Sachinandan Maharaj asked Radhan Maharaj, His Holiness Radhan Maharaj, that can you describe Krishna consciousness in one word? And Maharaj said, absorption. So how we relate to this to the Brijvasis? Actually they are fully absorbed in Krishna, seeing Krishna. So this is the Krishna consciousness. They were in complete consciousness of Krishna, they were fully absorbed in Krishna. And therefore, we have been advised that we should be absorbed in Krishna, unke naam, roop, gun, leela, bhakt, we should be absorbed in that. So this is the way how we can absorb our mind in Krishna. These pastimes of Krishna are very, very attractive, but the pastimes of Krishna, Krishna's childhood pastimes, are the most sweetest, it has been said, and more attractive, and simply attract the heart of all category of people. Actually some brahmachari told there, all category of people, whether they are pure devotees or great saints, muktas, or they were struggling on the path of devotional service, bhakti ke marg par kar rahe hain, they are sadhakas, or even those persons who have no connection with Krishna, like materialist people, even Krishna attracts the heart of those people. He attracts by his pastimes the heart of everyone, of every category of people. So the Radha Maharaj also said in one of the lectures, the whole process of Krishna consciousness is to strengthen our faith in Krishna, which starts from Adho Shraddha, Tatha Sadhusang, which starts from a little faith. It has to strengthen to Nishtha, firm faith, and ultimately to infringing faith, Atut Shraddha, at the stage of Prem, where the devotee is completely dependent on Krishna. He thinks that there is no other shelter except Krishna. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness. What we are doing here is trying to strengthen our conviction that Krishna is the only protector. Krishna, we have to depend on Krishna, and this faith we have to increase up to the level of Krishna Prem. So this is the process. We have to strengthen, stronger, strongest, and even beyond that, अटूट श्रद्धा, जब किसी भी कंडीशन में असले से पादरताम पिनाष्टुमाम, unconditionally you are my Lord. Whatever situation it is, you are my Lord unconditionally. Siddhartha says in verse 8. So we should simply follow in the footsteps of Brijvasis. We cannot imitate Brijvasis. We have to learn from them how to get ourselves absorbed in Krishna, how to be fully dependent on Krishna, how to take shelter of Krishna. So we have to learn, and this is what we can learn from this shlok. Srila Prabhupada, in one of the purports, has said that whether Yashoda, the mother Yashoda, came to the realization, which actually we should also think like that, My endeavor to protect my son by charity and other auspicious activities are useless. Generally, we see in this material world that people think that by doing charity, by doing Mahamrityunjaya mantra, by certain auspicious things, they can save a person. But Krishna, Prabhupada says that it is a myth actually. Nobody can save it. Supreme Lord has given me many material things to be proud of. But unless he takes charge of everything, there is no assurance of protection. This is Yashoda Maja realization, which Prabhupada described in all the purports. As we see in the bhajan of Govindas, ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे की आशे पड़ती थी कमल दलदल जीवन टलमल भजो हरिपद नीति रे. So it is in a very compact way it is described that all the things we depend on this material world, whether it is our money, it is our friend, it is our contacts, it is our prestige, everything. He actually is a fallible soldier. Nothing can help us. So this we can understand. This is the realization of Yashoda Mai. I therefore must ultimately seek shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and she completely surrendered to Krishna. Complete dependence of Krishna is a sign of surrender, Prabhupada writes. So here, from this particular shlok, it is a very educative shlok. We can actually understand many lessons from it about absorption, about dependence of Krishna, about emotions about Krishna. So many things we can understand. And recently on the Independence Day I received one very Krishna conscious SMS. And he described, the question was, what is independence and what is freedom? And from the Krishna conscious point of view, he has written that real independence is the total dependence on Krishna. Because Krishna is the only person who can free us from the clutches of Maya. So, what we have to understand ultimately is that in order to progress in our sadhana, in our bhakti, we have to somehow or the other make attempts to absorb ourselves in Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's Shastra, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's books given by his pure devotees. Somehow or the other we have to absorb ourselves so that we can be away from the influence of Maya. And ultimately depend on Krishna. Krishna rakhe, mare khe, Krishna mare rakhe khe. Krishna, whatever Krishna does is acceptable to me. It is for my benefit. He is perfect. Whatever he does is perfect. So we should accept that. And accepting means completely dependent of Krishna. Because he will do everything which is beneficial for us in our sadhana. So in this way, we can learn so many lessons from this. And thank you very much for giving patient hearing. This is only what I have to say. Any comments, any questions? I would like to, if possible, I would like to. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.